Welcome to the Tech Club with your hosts, Jason and Mish. Here to give you the latest news, tech tips, and answer your questions. You can visit our website at www.thecomputertamers.com. You can call in at 818-739-8894. And now here's Jason and Mish, the Computer Tamers.
Welcome to the Tech Club. Today is December 5th, 2012. It is already December. Soon it'll be 2013. And then soon it'll be 2014. Then 2015. 2016. Oh, wait, actually, what is it? 2 weeks from now, the world's ending, I think?
Yeah, it's right here.
So, maybe not. Anyhow, this is the Tech Club. I am Jason, and Misha's here as well. This is our weekly show on tech stuff, anything related to tech. Started out with just computers. Now it's not just computers, it's tablets, it's cell phones. Well, that's a lot, mostly what we do cover. Cell phone stuff, tablets, more mobile, as they say over there in Europe. My mobile.
You have a mobile?
Anyhow, our website is computertamers.com. Our email address is help@computertamers.com. On our main page, you will find the links to our Facebook, YouTube, Google+, and also Twitter. You can follow us there. Let's see what else. Again, we didn't do a show last Friday because I was sick with the flu.
Did you get a flu shot?
No.
Oh, come on. Mercury's good for you, right?
Mercury and MSG.
And live viruses, they're good for you.
So we had actually quite a few news items. We will go over that as well.
Might not get to the questions.
Right. If we don't get to the questions, we also do a secondary show on Fridays at noon.
We're
Eastern
healthy.
Time.
We can talk.
Yep, called the
Tech Lunch Roundtable.
Tech Lunch Roundtable, where we pretty much do the same thing. We just called it something different because, hey, why not?
Why?
We can go over your questions. See if you do have any questions or comments on stories. Phone number is 818-739-8894. Let's get ripping here. So the first one is Instagram, which is a very popular social media site for photographs.
Yes.
Apparently, actually, they were brought down 2 weeks ago, I think, a couple of times. But anyhow, a security researcher last Friday published a proof of concept attack on Instagram for iOS. A proof of concept attack means it's not been, say officially, but it's not been actually used by any hackers, but they proved that it could be used. And iOS is, of course, the operating system that iPad and the Apple devices use, except for their computers. Anyhow, the security researcher did publish the proof of concept attack that could allow malicious users, bad people, to remotely hijack victims' accounts. And basically what it is a session writing vulnerability, which basically springs from how the Instagram handles cookies. Because even on an iOS mobile device like a cell phone or an Android or Windows phone, you still have cookies. And these cookies do handle the session that you're logged in with. That's how, they remember you by and what you've done. It is he did notify Instagram back on November 11th. But outside of just an automatic response, he claims he hasn't heard a beep from them yet. He says the issue stems from Instagram's method of sending an unencrypted plain text cookie to the Instagram server when users start the app.
Wow.
Perform any action that requires authentication, such as liking or unliking pictures. So, of course, a user who is on the same LAN, basically the same network, so they would have to be, one of the mitigating factors would be they would have to be on the same network as you. At home, if you're driving 90 miles an hour on I-95, they're not going to be able to do this because you're on the same AT&T network as the person next to you that you're passing at 55, but they keep those separate. He can ride along with that cookie basically and grab, because it's unencrypted, all of your account information. So therefore, he can then delete photos, edit your profile details, and put new pictures of yourself on there and stuff like that.
Woo!
So I guess if you want to, and this is actually what both Twitter a while ago and Facebook just enabled automatically a couple of weeks ago, was HTTPS, or an encrypted connection when you use your service. So hopefully Instagram will update that.
Mm-hmm. My turn, unless you're more talked. U.S. woman arrested for robbing a bank, brags on YouTube about robbing the bank. Kind of dumb. Lady in York County, Nebraska. There's only 4 people there, so
right.
Small people. She basically posted this lady posted a video about what she robbed out of a car, a bank, and a bunch of things, and it's like, yeah, that's kind of like evidence. And she's gloating about it. Well, you can watch the video. It's on the what's it called?
YouTube?
Yeah, it is on YouTube, but it's on our website at thecomputertamers.com under the news article.
Yes, I did neglect to say that any of these stories that we review is also on our website, computertamers.com. If you click on the left-hand side, Netcasts, which is short for
Internet Webcast.
Yeah. And then click on the show notes, and then, of course, click on today's show, Tech Club for December 5th. You will see all the references to links to the news stories that we are
talking about,
reviewing. Now, this is something that kind of know what's going on. It doesn't really surprise you. Exploit kits. These are basically so what a hacker will do, create a exploit kit. So he'll figure out a way, or she'll figure out a way to hack into something, Windows, your iPhone, whatever. And instead of the next hacker figuring that out all over again, that first hacker will create what they call an exploit kit. So then that person will most likely sell that exploit kit to the next lazy hacker who doesn't want to learn all that again. They just buy the exploit kit and kind of like tweak it a little bit and then just do what they want with it. So these exploit kits, which is the biggest threat on the web, as the article states, are being fed actually by white hat security researchers. Now, white hat security researcher, of course, is a hacker. Most people think of hackers are bad, but hacker is just a programmer who knows
how to bypass security.
Right. So
a lot of these can be a good person and a bad person.
Right. So a white hat security researcher is somebody who is on, we'll call it the good side. It is a report done by Sophos that reveals the web exploit kits, like the notorious Black Hole exploit kit, are responsible for the majority of web attacks today. The development of such attack kits, which again exploit vulnerabilities to silently infect web browsing computers, and that's exactly what we see a lot. A lot of people don't even know they're infected.
Until months after it's done.
They have found that a lot of what's being out there is done by these white hat security researchers who figure out, and a lot of security researchers, that's exactly what they do. They will try to find holes in programs on purpose to secure them. But it's kind of like some people have complained, once, for example, even Microsoft puts out their Windows updates, they will announce that this update's available, and in this details of that update would be on what the update fixes. So then, if you learn what the update fixes, you know what's broken. So then you know how to hack into how to create a website, for example, or an spam email to hack into somebody's computer. So that's why, you kind of need these updates as soon as possible, because not only are you aware that the updates are available, but the bad guys will know as well too and learn what's broken. So if you don't do your updates, you're vulnerable to that.
Vulnerabilities are bad.
There's actually a video on the web link that shows you how exploits are actually created and used. It's very interesting to watch. It's only a few minutes long.
That was 43 minutes.
Oh, I actually didn't click on the link, but most of them are a few minutes, so I guess I assume we're off. Whoopsie.
It's a lecture. No worries. There's a movie called Jobs with little J and all the rest be capitalized. It's all about Steve Jobs and, well, yeah. Apparently Ashton Kutcher, who's actually the highest paid TV star, paid actor, TV's highest paid actor, is going to play Steve Jobs. It's kind of, wow. It's probably going to not be accurate, or they're just going to make him out kind of like what was it? Was it Social? They made what's his name, out to be kind of a douche. Right. I forgot his name. He's not a douche. He's just an idiot. But that's interesting. So, Steve Jobs is coming back as a tall, weird guy. Wait.
Right. So Netflix apparently might have their ha-ha moment. Netflix, which had lost a major deal with Starz, was the last year, I think. A lot of the movies are available on the Starz network. Well, that agreement had come up, and they didn't. Well, I guess Starz didn't want to renew it. Part of that agreement, Starz was also the official distributor of Disney stuff, but apparently Netflix now has inked a deal directly with Disney for their feature films, which will also include their animation studios, Pixar Animation Studios, Marvel Studios, and Disney Nature. Netflix will become the exclusive U.S. subscription television service, as their press release states. Two articles up there. This was announced yesterday. Yes, yesterday the 4th. The shares had gone up. But, don't hold your breath right now. Right now it's going to be, and this, of course, includes movies, classic movies like Alice in Wonderland and Dumbo and stuff like that. This won't take effect until 2016. So you have about 3 years before it actually takes effect. Not sure why it takes so long, but
it's the thing.
Maybe they got to encode all those online or whatever. Oh, I don't know. Maybe they're doing on a 486 computer that has to encode it.
I don't think that can, but okay. Please push for law requiring your text message to be safe for 2 years. Basically, what state is it? They actually don't say what state.
I think it was may not say there, but I think it was Rhode Island or some eastern state. But apparently, what happened was the police went after T-Mobile to grab text messages from a suspect that they had, and T-Mobile says, "We don't keep them."
Nope.
And police were like, "I want my text messages." So apparently, a whole bunch of the police unions and groups are now asking Congress to force create a law that will require text messages to be kept for 2 years. T-Mobile right now does not. If I remember this correctly, Verizon and AT&T also do not. I think Sprint keeps them for 2 weeks.
Wow. Did not know.
So in addition to them monitoring what you say and all that, soon it looks like your text messages will be saved as well. So I'm assuming that's also the sexting that you will do as well.
Yes. Well, one question is, okay, what about iMessage through Apple? Will they have to, because that doesn't go through your your text messages, your traditional. That's that one thing. And also, what about burner phones? How it's
I don't know. I mean, even the burner phones on a network like AT&T and Verizon. So
exactly, but I mean, how are they going to link that back to you? It's a burner phone. You throw it away. I'm going to text you this and there, throw it away. Bye bye. And it was only $50. Right. Actually, no, you got what was those cheap phones you got? I think it was like $20, $30. Those those Verizon ones we had.
$15.
$15. Ooh, I wasted more money on games.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
So, now this is also something that most folks don't realize what's happening. Most folks don't realize this actually has been around for years, but it's starting to make the news now because of, and I think we have a couple articles here. We reported a couple weeks ago that John McAfee, who was the CEO of McAfee, the antivirus company, is on the run. Apparently, a neighbor of his in Belize was killed, and he's the primary suspect. Of course, watching the mainstream media news, he's guilty. But I've seen a couple interviews with him that apparently he may not be. There's a lot more. There's always two sides to the story. In fact, I watched an interview with him on the Alex Jones show that lasted, I think it was an hour and a half. And, he stated his story, whatever. And then I saw a 5-minute interview with CNN that had to hunt him down. And that 5-minute interview, half of that 5-minute interview was 2.5 minutes of him finding it. So I don't know how much you can convey in 2.5 minutes. So thank you, CNN. And you didn't even hear the full answers from John McAfee. You heard snippets like yes, no, okay. Do you like to paint your nose purple? Yes, okay. So we didn't hear the full story. So again, the mainstream media news you can't always believe.
I hate edited interviews because you can edit it into. There was a great Simpsons episode where they took an interview they did with Homer, of course, and they made him out to be a louse and all this kind of stuff. It was really just talking, hi, how you doing? And in the background they had it must have been a long interview because the clock kept on moving. 3 hours ahead, 4 hours behind. It would just move around. They need to show the full interview to get context.
Right, and that's something I watch out for too. If you watch these interviews, just look at the background stuff, whether there's a clock on there or shadows or a computer screen or a TV screen, something that has continuity to it. Obviously you see that you can watch that easily in these quote unquote reality shows where there's supposedly conversation. I've seen this multiple times where a conversation's happening between the reality stars that there may be like a computer screen in the background or a clock. And in fact, one of them there was a computer in the background, and as they went back and forth between the two, the computer actually moved. So you knew it wasn't the same conversation. So it was either a retake of a retake or whatever, but it shows it wasn't reality. Anyhow, so the point of the story was another what's the word I'm looking for? News guy, somebody who wrote what I'm looking for, photographer, met with him, interviewed him, blah blah blah. He took a picture with him, but a hacker grabbed, posted on the website. A hacker grabbed the picture. Now, what most people don't realize is, in pictures that you take with iPhones or your cell phones, and even some cameras, you have location services turned on, which means the GPS information is stored on that picture. So what this hacker was able to do, because this picture was taken with an iPhone 4S, and again, how he knew that was he grabbed the picture, looked at the metadata on the picture, found out it was taken with an iPhone 4S, but also the coordinates, latitude and longitude, and the date and time of when that picture was taken. Of course, the date and time can always be screwed up, so I could change the date and time on my phone, but the GPS coordinates cannot because it uses it from the satellite. And again, and you can even see this if you have like an iPhone or an iPad, you can go into your photo roll, and there's like on the top, I think it even says, what did it say, location?
Yep, it can actually shows inputs,
right.
push pins where it was.
So the bottom line of the story is, again, the pictures that you post on your Facebook, someone can pull down and look at the metadata, or as he called the EXIF data on the photograph and pull it. Now, John McAfee does say he was aware of that, and he faked that data in the photograph to create a fake emergency, which I might believe him because he is, of course, a security. He's a smart guy. He's a security analyst. So I would be very surprised. He would know all that. So it may not be true, but it does point out the fact that all that data is being stored on these photos as you post on Facebook and all that. So take a look at it. Go to your Facebook wall, pull down a photograph from somebody, and see if it's there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be right back.
Email is critical for business. In fact, it's revolutionized the way we conduct business. But when it's not working or optimized, it causes major problems. Did you know that 1/3 of in-house email outages last more than 24 hours? Many businesses say sales numbers are impacted after only 1 hour without email. And today's workforces are more virtual than ever, requiring instant access to email, up-to-date calendars, contacts, and tasks from anywhere at any time. But not all email is worth your time. It's estimated that more than 80% of email is spam. So the question is, are you managing your email, or is your email managing you?
Call the Computer Tamers at 860-456-1310 or visit thecomputertamers.com.
The most reliable, the most local, the most experienced, thecomputertamers.com. It's a digital world. We make it easy.
We're back. Tech Club. Jason Amish here as well. I believe it's the red light is on you for the next story.
Yes. Green light, but red light, depending on what country you're in.
Or if you're colorblind, so.
Fake lottery winner may be Facebook's most shared image. Some guy named Daniels on Facebook didn't win the Facebook the Powerball lottery, and no, he didn't really. He was not given anyone a $1 million for his winnings, but he doctored up an image that had the correct numbers, and he posted it on Facebook, and because at the time I guess it was a massive $588 million. So, and people kept on sharing it. Oh, this person won $555 million or $585, whatever. So it just shows that it's easy to, you can't believe even what you see on the internet. I mean, an image can be doctored to such a degree that, I could make myself be the King of France.
King of France?
I don't want to be France.
This is not what I was referring to when I was talking about Tumblr in the first story, but this is another Tumblr issue that apparently Tumblr without the E falls victim to internet trolls. In yet another incident illustrating that no one is safe from hackers, trolls, and script kiddies, Tumblr, without an E, fell victim to a security exploit Monday morning. This was past Monday morning. The attack sucked in thousands of users, including tech news sites such as CNET, The Daily Dot, and The Verge. Known collectively as GNAA, the mischief-making culprits found an exploit in the JavaScript code that lets Tumblr, without an E, users reblog other users' posts. So the group then used that exploit to force its own tirade to automatically repost on the Tumblr, without an E, blog of anyone who clicked it. Antivirus software maker Sophos, which is actually spelled wrong in the article, posted a technical analyst of the worm on its Naked Security blog, which is actually what we refer to a lot as well. At the exploit's peak, GNA claimed it had racked up thousands of victims. They tweeted that they had a victim count of 8,600.
Wow.
So once again, this goes back to finding an exploit in, it could be Adobe Flash, JavaScript, anything. And, just like everybody else, Tumblr without an E is vulnerable to it.
Yep. Let's see, I'll do this one. Internet hangs in the balance as world leaders meet in secret, which is always comes out well. There's a lot of sky is falling doomsday predictions about the World Conference on International Telecommunications, which opens Monday in Dubai, with some 190 plus nations discussing the global internet's future. They probably just want to talk about how, porn. How can I get my porn easier? That's because much of the accompanying proposals from the global community have been kept under lock and key, although some of the positions of nations have been leaked and published online. Basically, it's people deciding for you about you, because it's their job and it's good for you, despite you have no choice. That's what it's about a republic.
Right. Speaking of no choice, here's a vote on allowing you to have no voice.
I saw that.
Facebook's latest privacy changes are put to a vote. So right now, how Facebook works is you're allowed to suggest, basically vote on changes to their system.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook is arguing now that they're so big that can't be done anymore. So they have put up a vote. It's called the Facebook governance vote, and
I hate that word, governance.
It opened on Monday, and you have until Monday the 10th to vote Pacific time, 10 a.m. noon. The custom voting app powered by a third-party company for this vote, and the results will be tallied by an independent auditor. Sure. And basically what you're doing is you're voting on whether to allow that to happen or not.
I'm not voting for it, so I'm not going to comment, because you vote by liking, commenting, or doing anything. So if you commented, I hate this idea, that actually votes for it.
Right.
It's stupid.
I actually got an email on that today, so it's been filed away under the poop section.
Poop, indeed. Speaking of poop, study finds social networking taking up toilet time. Blame social media the next time it feels like forever for your turn to use the toilet. Oh yeah, I forgot. People actually take turns in toilets.
Yes. Surf and squat. Very popular, especially with the iPad and the phone.
Yeah. According to a study released on Monday, 32% of people, not rats, well, they're kind of ratty, some, in the United States, age 18 to 24, I'm not in the age bracket anymore, say they use social networking in the bathroom. A lot of fecal matter going around there. Some, the same report, marketing research firms Nielsen, or NM, at Insight, also found 51% of U.S. adults between 25 and 34, I'm in that one, use the social networking in the office more than any other age group. Well, they can't work, and I mean, they got to take their fluoride and their aspartame, so they got to do something. We can't be, productive. Digressing. While personal computers remain the primary use for logging on to sites like Facebook and Twitter, the report post at blog.nielsen.com noted that significant increase in use of cell phones and tablets as well. Well, because most people's work computers are locked down and blocks them from getting to Facebook and Twitter and Tumblr. or Match.com or whatever. So 46% of the residents said that they use mobile phone to connect online, up to 37% last year, and 16% used tablets like an iPad or Nook or something like that in 2011. Facebook remains by far the most popular social networking site among Americans, but there was a stunning 1,047% year-on-year increase. That's a lot of increase of number of unique PC online on the scrapehook Pinterest. So Pinterest is becoming very important to people. I don't know.
Especially for spam.
One thing I will comment about this is that I have an iPhone now.
Woo! You have an iPhone. You've been sucked in.
Okay. I actually almost bricked it last night, and I could go over my story about how 6.0 blows, and I went back to 5.1.1, and now it's awesome. It's fast because I have an iPhone 4. I can't afford iPhone 5. I can't afford $600 a year to buy a new phone. Sorry, I ain't made it. I don't have an EBT that I can just EBIT. And EBT is the electronic benefits card transaction.
Yes.
Basically, it's food stamps, the modern way, and apparently 52% of all Americans of the country use food stamps. That's a lot of people. Sucking on the Obama teat. Anyway, so I went back, and thing about a cell phone when you're on Wi-Fi or on the what's it called, cellular, is that it sucks the battery down when you're doing posts, looking at pictures. These people must be charging or constantly charging their phones. I know Jason charges his on a constant basis. I do too. So it's interesting that they have to really almost belt it down to chargers and wall jacks. Anyway, that was just my digression. Go ahead. Next.
Facebook. Another story about Facebook. RT is reporting that, and I saw this myself. Facebook mobile update is raising once again serious privacy concerns. So now the Facebook app is asking hundreds of millions of users of its cell phone application, and also iPad, to enable its new photo sync option. This option will if turned on, will automatically upload every image taken from the mobile device to the social networking's vast data servers. Once photo sync is enabled, each and every image taken by a cell phone's camera is automatically, including the nudies, is automatically sent to Facebook's server so they can scan in your nude butt and upload it to a private album that the user to later log in and review. Should the user then decide they want certain pictures to go public, a click of the mouse from their computer will allow for the image to be made, of course, viewable. Obviously, we had just talked about Instagram, how its JavaScript code got hacked into, and hackers were able to use that hacked JavaScript to post other things. So why not with Facebook? It can be up there privately, but as we all know, even in the past, photographs that you have marked as deleted were never really deleted until Facebook fessed up. I think it was like 5 years later that they were finally going to delete them. So you want to make sure that's turned off. I know with the iOS, I should say, it's under notifications for Facebook. So you just want to make sure that, or maybe my suggestion is to turn it off, but you can do whatever you want. It's a free country right now, but for that, so yeah.
One thing I could see that they can get in some trouble with, Facebook can get in trouble, is that seeing that they're storing everything up there. What if somebody uploads, let's say, some sensitive documents They take a picture, like say they're over in Iraq or Russia or whatnot. They take some pictures of something very, something, and it gets on their site. And of course, I know Facebook is owned by and run by CIA, but or if you have something that would be considered copyrightable, wouldn't Facebook get in trouble having all that stuff on their server, like kiddie porn? Goes right to their right to their server. Bad day. So I can see that they could get in some hot water.
Begs the question.
My turn.
My turn? Oh, yeah. Your turn.
Why the 6 strikes rule could become a nightmare for anyone with shared internet. 6 strikes is the latest thingy that basically you have 6 times you can be caught downloading illegal content because the SOPA, PIPA, and the CISPA stuff. The 6 strikes, basically the first one, they say stop doing it. Second one says please stop doing it. Third one says okay, you done it again, please stop. And by the time the 6th one, they actually pull your internet. And then you get jail time and whatnot. But the problem is, and I can see what they're going here is, say you are at school. The school has one on the shared internet, and everybody's downloading stuff. You're at, let's say, McDonald's. You started downloading something. Now, granted, they may turn off the BitTorrent. What's the word? Port, but you can get around that. I mean, you can just use a different port.
Right, and it's just slower.
Yeah, just slower. Yeah. So they get in trouble. It just shows that lawmakers, or like John Rayner, hey man, the people that make laws have no freaking idea what they're doing. As normal.
Amen.
But A.
We'll be right back after a short break.
My problem is I've got my pointer in the middle of the screen and I need to move it to the left, but my mouse is over on the left-hand side of the pad. And if I go any further to the left, it's going to go off the pad. Anyway, if you could give me a call, I'd appreciate it. I'll wait until I hear from you.
Some people just can't be helped. For everybody else, there's the Computer Tamers.
Hello?
Is your computer running slow? Or maybe you just need a newfangled Windows upgrade. Trust your most important piece of hardware to the software experts at the Computer Tamer. They can even remote into your machine to get it up to speed by removing dangerous viruses and malware. That saves you time, gas, and maybe even your sanity. Get in touch with the Computer Tamers today to discuss customizing a happy computing healthcare solution to meet your own unique needs.
How exactly would I do that?
Log on to thecomputertamers.com.
And .com stands for what again?
The Computer Tamers.
It's a digital world.
We make it easy.
Our hero claims a warrior's heart. I tell you, the Dragonborn comes with a voice wielding power of the ancient Lord Art. Believe, the Dragonborn comes. It's an end to the evil of all Skyrim's foes. Beware, the Dragonborn comes. For the darkness has passed and the legend yet grows. You'll know the Dragonborn's come. estar al finarot palgan vudnos honsin grossan dovakin vahim kogamundra. Thanks for watching.
Email is critical for business. In fact, it's revolutionized the way we conduct business. But when it's not working or optimized, it causes major problems. Did you know that 1/3 of in-house email outages last more than 24 hours? Many businesses say sales numbers are impacted after only 1 hour without email. And today's workforces are more virtual than ever, requiring instant access to email, up-to-date calendars, contacts, and tasks from anywhere at any time. But not all email is worth your time. It's estimated that more than 80% of email is spam. So the question is, are you managing your email, or is your email managing you?
Call the Computer Tamers at 860-456-1310 or visit thecomputertamers.com. And we are back, and welcome back, and we're still on news because we have lots of news.
Yeah, we'll start moving through this. So the only reason I added this one, new VeriSign deal blocks .com price hikes. VeriSign, which is the operator of the .com domain name registry for the World Wide Web, will actually be forbidden to raise the registration prices over the next 6 years. The company did renew its contract with the U.S. Commerce Department on last Friday. But under terms of the deal, VeriSign will not be able to continue its practice of frequently raising prices by as much as 7%. The only reason I added this to it is, I guess, again, the government is telling a company they can't change their prices.
They will.
Okay, as a business owner myself, they better not come in and tell me I can't change my prices.
Okay, I would say, well then, Mr. Government, stop taxing me.
Right. Anyhow, that's the only reason I added that. To bitch.
Bitchin' mode, that's what we do. Staples announces in-store 3D printing service, which is cool.
But not in the United States, but I'll let you read the thing.
Freaking Pretty soon you'll be able to print your 3D projects at local Staples. A new service called Staples Easy 3D. Everything's an easy at there. Easy Tech, easy Printer. They'll probably have plumbing. Easy Plumbing.
Yeah, easy plumbing.
Anyway, the 3D printing is basically the printer. You have there's a 3D object in a computer, and it prints it using polymers, and basically kind of usually shaves or constructs it as it makes it. So you can actually make a hammer or a full functioning, like, you know, that's actually generally what you see. What are they called? Prototypes are generally made from one of these 3D printers. Like if you look at a you know, those fake cell phones that they feel like one, but they're not one. Those are only 3D printers. So what they basically do is they can print it out. It's cheaper than making an actual cell phone in there you can break. Have fun. So that's kind of cool, but it's only in not here. It's in Belgium and Netherlands.
Too bad. Very well. And you can have, whenever you have anything printed, if you know what I mean.
I'm going to creep out a lot of people.
So apparently, rumored?
Hey, will they have to have an FFL license to make one of the 3D printed guns?
It was actually, we had that about a month or so ago. Some student from a university in Texas actually wanted to start a business on that. And the company that was leasing him the 3D printer found out what he was doing, took the printer away. Technically, what he was doing wasn't illegal, but of course, no one wants to get involved with that because it's an anti-nation. But yes, actually, there is an article. There is somebody who's trying to do that.
Yeah. So if you brought to, say, I live in Netherlands, I have all of the information for a gun, 3D gun. It has everything except, the bullet. And I give it to them. Well, do I have to license it and serial number it because it's a gun?
Yes.
They're so dark.
I have no idea.
Yeah, so stupid.
So apparently, Do Not Track is dying.
No! Kind of like you are.
I didn't think this was going to work anyways. But anyhow, so what had happened was, I think it was Firefox started it.
Mm-hmm.
But, of course, most websites track what you do.
Any state.
What kind of stuff you pull up on the internet, anything. Well, Firefox started it, and then all the others joined in. Basically, they tried to start this Do Not Track option, which if you clicked on Do Not Track in your browser, the website won't track you. Yeah, like that was going to work. The tantalizing promise of a single button that prevents ads from tracking your online behavior is apparently fizzling fast. More than 9 months after the Obama administration, digital advertisers, browser makers, and policy advocates agreed in principle to create a do not track mechanism for web browsing, the tool was no closer to becoming reality than it was earlier this year, in February. In fact, as the article says, the entire plan is on life support.
Live!
Apparently cannot come to an agreement and blah, blah, blah. I mean, if you think about it, why would an advertiser want this ability? And even Firefox, why would they want even that in their browser? Because they also get money from all that stuff. I mean, I knew this wasn't going to work. It was dumb.
That's why I like my third-party do not track things.
Right.
I tell it to go stick it in their ear. Anyway, more problems with Groupon.
Poupon.
Yep. Problems with at Groupon. Living single make daily deals. Market look bleak. I actually didn't know I've heard of Living Social, never did know it was like Groupon. But
it's more of a higher end, classier one, I guess. I don't know.
So Living Social is where I can get my Maserati for 10% off if 40 other people got one?
Exactly.
Wait. If you can afford a Maserati, I don't think you need a coupon.
That's correct.
Actually, that'd probably looked at as kind of looked down on. I mean, like you walk in, here's my $150 billion. I want my car. Because why else would you buy a $150 billion car?
Because you have $200 billion?
And that $50 billion is probably for the registration and for the taxes and gas. Anyway, so they basically are having issues because people aren't using them. Let's see, I'll go over it. In the winter it's the winter of discontent for Daily Deals Space series issues afoot with Kingpin's Groupon and Living Social. Financial analysts have long criticized the Daily Deals field. That's cool. For its low barrier to entry and unproven long-term viability. Basically, it's a fad.
Exactly, and there's a couple other articles which I'll pinpoint right now, but for example, Living Social is confirming, it was actually last week, confirmed that they're laying off 400 people, or 10% of its global workforce.
Did they all go in for maybe a discount on that? They can, instead of 10%, maybe only 8%?
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry.
So, and then there was another one. Did I post it? But it was about the CEO of Groupon. Wasn't surprised there were rumors of firing him because, again, it's
he does
fucking
suck the life out of you and into the government because it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. and bigger. Anyway, did you want to do the next one? Or want
Romanian hackers busted with 500,000 credit cards from Australia. The Australian Federal Police are announcing that the bust of a gang of Romanian credit card hackers, according to reports. 200 Romanian cops pounced on 36 locations and detained 16 people and ultimately arrested 7. The carding crew had allegedly made off with 500,000 Aussie credit card numbers, racking up charges averaging more than 1,000 each on 30,000 of them. Obviously, 500,000 is a lot. So the question is, how'd that happen? The answer, according to the Australian cops, is RDP, which stands for Remote Desktop Protocol.
Yeah.
It's Microsoft's solution for remote administration of your computers. RDP effectively mirrors the screen and keyboard of a remote system on your local device. Move the mouse in the RDP client, and of course it moves it on the remote system. We use it all the time for basically servers and all. Leaving RDP open to the internet is therefore a little bit like giving a visitor a seat in the corner of your server room and saying, I'll just leave you here while I go for lunch. So a bunch of small Aussie retailers were targeted. Basically the bad guys RDP'd in, as we call it, and had that because, like anything else, RDP has vulnerabilities. So you just want to make sure your servers are secured
and locked down. I will do this one because Jason mentioned it and I did do it, but I was like, oh, with 11? That was nice. iTunes 11 finally available for download. Yay! It is super fast. They got rid of it doesn't automatically come up with like your music and stuff on the left side. You can actually see your iPhone and whatnot. So you have to go up and beat. Show sidebar. There you go. That was an annoying thing to me because I was working on my iPhone, as everybody already previously heard. I almost bricked it. But that's good. It's faster. It actually syncs the iPhone quicker.
Faster. I did see an article, and I didn't read it. Apparently, you can make iTunes 11 look like iTunes 10.
I gotta have to work on that.
Or, for that matter, why don't you make it look like iTunes 1? The W32 VBNAX worm is spreading very quickly. Huh?
I just wanted to hear you try to say that whole thing.
W32/VBNA-X. Now, without knowing what that stands for, obviously it's a Windows worm. That's what the W stands for. 32. It only operates in 32-bit. I'm guessing VB is Visual Basic. Not quite sure what NA might stand for or X. But anyhow, what's interesting with this one is another one that's spreading quickly through networks and removable media, which would be your flash drive. This was how Stuxnet got all around the place and so forth. And McAfee, Symantec have all been alerting their customers as well. And its characteristics are typically found in a Trojan. Most obvious method of spreading appears to be through the use of the autorun.inf file, which of course is the file that creates, when you stick in a CD or a flash drive into your computer, the computer Windows looks for an autorun file, and whatever that is in that file, if it's a picture of somebody nudie, it'll run it. So that's why actually I thought Windows 7 turned it off, but I don't think it did. It turned off autorun. And it is one of the things you definitely want to do.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Apparently I need iOS 6 in order to get magazine subscription for the newsstand, even though it's in iOS 5. Figure that one out. Siri coming to Chevrolet Spark and Sonic. What is with their names? In 2013.
Oh.
So Siri you can tell Siri that you love her and whatnot, and your car will basically say, "I don't feel this way about you."
Yep.
That's awesome.
Happy for Apple. Gmail allows 10 gigabytes of file sharing with its Google Drive now. This was actually last week. But Gmail users can now send files up to 10 gigabytes using Google Drive, which is their cloud storage service. That's 400 times bigger than files that can be shared in a regular email. Most email programs do have
a cap,
right? Now, this one's 20 gigs. Whoa, baby. Upload that.
I think you'd be uploading it forever. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. I'll do this one because you posted it. It was like late breaking. You literally just did this over the one break earlier. Dell's Ubuntu Ultrabook, now available, costs $250 more than a Windows 8 model. Ubuntu is Linux, or Unix is the free version of an operating system, and the sheer fact that the Ultrabook is running that, it should be lots less. If the Windows 8 model is $250 less, somebody either price, jipping people, or the Windows 8 models are really underpriced. I think they're actually price gouging.
It's weird. Last article for today. I'm going back and forth on this, but the Windows 8 sales data is apparently in, and it's bad news for Microsoft. NPD Research has published some bad news for Microsoft. This was actually last week. Despite releasing an entirely new operating system on October 22nd of this year, Windows PC's sales shrank 21% versus the period last year. Windows 8 tablet sales during that period were almost non-existent, just 1% of all Windows sales. They say it hasn't made the market worse, it just hasn't stimulated it. Now, ASUS's CFO, David Chang's comment that demand for Windows 8 is not that good right now. Microsoft has also cut its order of Surface tablets for the year to 2 million units, down to 4 million. So, yeah. So, again, it's not necessarily a Windows issue. And it's something that we've noticed since the beginning of this year, that it's the PC sales that have actually been going down. Mm-hmm. Most people aren't going to just go out and say, they're not going to wake up one morning and say, I want to upgrade my computer to Windows 8 today. Yippee, yippee, yippee-ki-yay. No, they're just going to go out and buy a new computer when they need a new computer, and it'll just happen to have Windows 8 on it.
And one thing is that Windows 7 was pretty dang good. People are like, it's fine. I don't need it. I'm good.
Right, people who are upgrading are probably more techie people and stuff like that.
Like us.
Right.
And we broke our
computers. So, it's the PC sales. Not many people are buying new computers because they're either getting their old ones fixed, or they're moving to the tablets,
or they don't have any money.
iPads, right, or using their phones. So, alrighty, with that, we will be back on the Internet Pipes this Friday at 12 noon for a what's our show called?
Tech Lunch Roundtable.
Yeah, Tech Lunch Roundtable.
If we're not sick or dead.
Or in between.
Limbo? Isn't it? No, Hoboken was destroyed, so Hoboken's not limbo. I think Florida is now. It's where everybody goes between, life and death. All the old people.
Right.
It's an old joke. Anyway, so, doodles!